Okay, now another topic you must have already heard. For Indian Army, this is one of the what called greatest what called change. Okay, we have been there since 1947. Before that, it was British Army, but now Indian Army 1947 till now. So many years gone by us, but we didn't have any major changes in Indian Army. So what we have been fighting in those days, and with the same concept, same ideas, we are fighting till today, right? But the world has undergone so many changes now. What we had in 1947, what we have now is entirely different. Okay, so there's a lot of changes that is required also in army in army, and without change, no organization can survive. Right? Any organization has to survive. It has to change to present day scenario. Understood? Like you remember Nokia. Nokia was what? Once upon a time, Nokia. You heard Nokia mobile. One of childhood, I think maybe you must have seen those beautiful ones, Nokia ones. The one of cheapest and the most popular, most common. Okay, it was all around Nokia, all this one. But are the Nokias there today? No, no. So one has to change. Whatever the ambassador cars are so popular, so beautiful. Huh? So, but abhi nahi hai wahan. So every organization, whether it is army or otherwise in civil, they need to undergo change. Change is the only permanent thing in life, right? And also in any organization. So army has to change. Now what happened was that when you talk about theaterization of Indian Army, Indian Armed Forces. Okay. So what is theaterization? Now that word comes from what? Word theater. Now what is a theater? Theater you must have heard. Theater means what? Theater means what? Aban theater, jo Assamese hai, unko malum hoga. Huh? Theater means what? Okay, what is a theater? What do you mean by theater?
Short pictures.
It is a stage where things are being some act is enacted, some movies shown. So it is basically a place, something like this. It's a theater, right? So from that word comes theaterization. Now, when you talk about in army, this word particular theater means what? It talks about a space. Now, this when talk about a space means what? Space includes land, air, and all the waters also. So particular space. So that area is known as theater. So now the whole you must have heard command, Eastern Command, Western Command, maybe Southern Command. Command suna hoga. So but we are talking about theater now. So in the the theater commander jo boss hoga uska. So he'll have all the assets, Air Force, Navy, Army, सब उनके पास assets होगा to fight any operation within this particular theater, right? And this theater means what? Land, sea, and air, right? Understood. So theaterization means what? This is power imposed on a particular commander of all the services, all the fighting elements up to him, so that he can employ them the way he wants. In what happens in army or in India now, today we have got army, navy, air force, but they are service specific. Okay, service specific, because like they have got their own way of going on a fight, doing a battle, right? Now, when you talk about there are three things you must have heard. There's called tactical level, operational level, and strategic level. Understood? There's something called tactical level, there's called operation level, or one is called strategic level. Okay, so I'll what does it mean? All these three particular stages, जो है ना war का जो भी strategy है, but thinking का है, operation है, tactical thinking है, ये जो word है उसका difference क्या है? Now what happens? The army is army's got what? The guns we've got some UVs or something, but we can army can what will fight right in front of you only. So army's got a specific area. Depending on which area you are going, it may be 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers. Army is fighting that only. Army is fighting with each other. तो जो पाकिस्तान का होगा, चाइना का लड़ाई होगा, तो उनके साथ हम एक दूसरे को फाइटिंग करेंगे. अभी एयरफोर्स वाला क्या करेगा? The Air Force got planes. It can go 200 kilometers behind and go and destroy Brahmaputra bridge या अपना सरायघाट bridge नहीं कर सकते. कर सकते हैं ना? एयरफोर्स कैन मूव ना सो मच. एयरफोर्स कैन मूव 300 किलोमीटर 400 किलोमीटर जाके वहां पे यहाँ पे जाके अरुणाचल में वो एक ब्रिज डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकते हैं. कैन आर्मी डू दैट? कैन आर्मी गो व्हाट कॉल 200 तो झुक करके जाके डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकते हैं? नहीं ना. बिकॉज आर्मी इज गॉट इज ओन इक्विपमेंट, own things which can't move so much. Army's got tanks, it can move, what called tanks होगा तो 10 kilometers per hour, 20 kilometers per hour. ठीक है. Army got guns which have got 30 kilometers range, 40 kilometers range. Okay, so army is what called army fights in a tactical level, right? Army fights in a tactical level. Whereas Air Force, it can go 200, 300 kilometers beyond. So it fights on what? What? Strategic level. ओके उसका जो ध्यान और दिमाग जो है ना वो पीछे है. वहां पे जाके एनिमी जहां पे होगा तो वहां पे मारेगा. मैं लेकिन आर्मी का क्या होगा? मैं बॉर्डर पे हूं तो मुझे बॉर्डर डिफेंड करना है, तो मैं मेरा आंखें यहाँ पे. सो सबका अलग अलग आइडियाज है, अलग अलग थिंकिंग है. एंड वेयर इज नेवी इज गॉट व्हाट कॉल द सीज इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिम. So that also Navy also what called works on an operational level. यानी कि it is more than tactics, not 20-30 kilometers that we are talking about army, but it goes beyond that. But it cannot go so far. Can our Indian Navy, from here in Bombay, go to up to USA and fight? Possible like नहीं है ना. So that is called operational level. So they all fight in different level, and they've got their own requirement. When an army wants to kill the enemy in front, whereas the Air Force wants to go and destroy his, ammunition base behind, right? And whereas, Navy will go and try to, will go to, a lot of ships and go and capture the enemy ships. So everyone's got his own thinking. So when I'm fighting in Eastern Theater, let us say we are fighting, in Nathula. You must have heard about Nathula or कहीं पे भी. तो ईस्टर्न कमान के अंदर आते हैं, तो वहां पे सब लड़ाई शुरू हो गया. लड़ाई शुरू कैसे होगा? वो आमने सामने जब वो लड़ाई शुरू हो गया, गोली मारना शुरू हो गया एक दूसरे को, आर्मी और एनिमी के साथ. तो दिस जो आर्मी का कमांडर होगा तो ही विल फाइट हिज ओन बैटल. नाउ इफ ही वांट्स हिज एयरफोर्स सपोर्ट, देन ही हैज टू टॉक टू द एयरफोर्स का चीफ कि आप ना मुझे 2 प्लेन भेज दीजिए, यहाँ पे उनको मरवाना है, उनका पीछे मुझे डिस्ट्रॉय करना है. So he has to ask for someone. So when asking for something, it takes time. Okay, it takes time in decision making also. So when theaterization is there, so what will happen is that all the fighting elements, all the resources, जितना भी होगा उनके पास होगा. He'll be the custodian of that custodian, and he'll also be responsible for the training. उनका कैसे ट्रेनिंग करना होगा, because the war that we can have in northeast may not be same in J&K, because terrain is different, climate is different, सब अलग अलग होगा. But when theaterization is there, that particular commander, he has to plan कि मैं यहाँ पे ऐसे फाइट करूँगा, वहाँ पे करूँगा, and he wants कि यहाँ पे मुझे एयरफोर्स आएगा. If it is feasible, नेवी भी आ सकता है, नेवी भी आएगा वहाँ पे. Okay, और similarly, let us say वहाँ पे एक कमांड होगा जो नेवल कमांड होगा, नेवल एक थिएटराइजेशन होगा, तो जो होगा पूना में होगा या कहीं पे होगा. तो नेवी में क्या बोलो, he is looking after the sea. But if he wants army there, he can call the army there. He'll have some army elements with him. He will have some air force elements with him. We can which can fight the Chinese ships. Understood? So theaterization means what? Theaterization means what?
Sorry,
Yes.
The limitations provided to the army and navy and air force.
It's basically what it makes provision for integrating allotting all the fighting elements in that particular area or theater. Okay, so he's the boss of everything, right? Exact word in English will be what? You can just Google it, and that way exact word will be given. Okay, now let's ये one just I've given you. So army now what we have been following till now. Initially, Indian Army had what called Northern Command, Eastern Command, and Western Command. Then they, out of that, later on we had another command, Southern Command, then comes Southwestern Command. So these various commands have been evolving over the time. Okay, but there is no change, just adding on to it. Now, similarly, the Air Force also trying to match what is there with the army. So they also got a lot of commands. They have got almost seven commands they've got, functional commands they've got. Army also got seven. Air Force got seven, and Navy has got only three. I think Navy three है ना? Yeah, Navy has got three. So इसके भी हो गए यहाँ पे. So total there are 17 commands. Army, Navy, Air Force, they got total 17 commands. Out of 17 commands, 7 to Army, 7 to Air Force, and 3 to Navy. Right? So these are all different commands. Now these commands have been, what called, they have been, amalgamated, or you can say there's some correlation between the area of operations also. But now what they're planning, you will not have so many commands, so many dysfunctional commands, and Navy has got his own setup, Army has got his own setup, Air Force has got his own setup. We'll mix everything. Okay, we'll mix everything. We'll have Air Force, Navy, Army all together. So they are planning of different types of theaterization. So and it was this idea was muted long time back, but General Bipin Rawat, you must have heard, he was CDS. Well, CDS, Bipin Rawat, who died of what? Helicopter crash in Wellington, in Uti. So he is the mastermind, or you can say, one who pushed the very thing. Okay. And later on, of course, now General Chauhan is there, who is the DMA or CDS. But somehow it is, not going the way it should have. Because there are some problems. Before the problems, I come to, why it was necessary. Now, what happened was in 1962. 1962, none of you are born. Neither me, I was also not born. Okay. So in 1962, what happened was, you must have heard, Chinese attacked India. Understood? 1962, Chinese, attacked India. Now, those time, what happened, Indians, troops were not, what call, they were trained, they were well clothed, but point was that, before that, they were part of, British army. So they've been fighting overseas only. बाहर ही ज़्यादा fight करते थे और नहीं तो princely state में का fight करते थे. But they are not fighting in what the hills and all those. So they are not that well trained. Okay, and they didn't have so many things also. They warm clothes नहीं था, उनके पास कुछ नहीं. But anyway, when the war started, the Chinese started advancing, and army initially gave a fight, but धीरे धीरे army started withdrawing, right? So army started withdrawing from all these Bomdila, Somdila से करके आगे finally army almost came down to तेजपुर. तेजपुर के आसपास जो heights है वहाँ तक आ गया army, and Chinese kept on pushing us. But that time the people now keep saying, had we used our air force, this situation wouldn't have been there. Because what happens, the China, the terrain, the land in China is higher than what India is. So when the heights is there, when height is there, the air is what? Rarefied or densified? Dense. Air is rare. Rare means patla. So there, planes don't have so much of, power to, what called move and deliver cargo, deliver ammunition, or go and, bombard a particular place. So they have problem, this, because height is there, is rare. Rare means RE, I'm talking about rarefied atmosphere. So whereas India, we have to go down from, bottom ground sea level. So we can carry more weight, more bombs, and we can move from, we can have more petrol, more means ATF, we call it. So we can go and deliver our weapons and behind. And if we can't, what called we are fighting, army is fighting in the mountains. So what? The Air Force could have gone to their logistic dumps, their ammunition dumps, their train lines, their bus lines. They could have gone there and then hit them. So if they were cut off there, so Chinese can't keep coming, advancing here. So anyway, so that point was that the people say, because theaterization was not there, because since army commander didn't have all the air force, navy, everything with him, so he could not influence. Okay, he could not influence the air force. कि एयर फोर्स को बुलाओ, बिकॉज एयर फोर्स है कि हम क्या करेंगे वहां पे जाके, तो पहाड़ में जाके तो हम बॉम्बे मारेंगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा, एक दो पेड़ कहीं पे गिर गया तो अलग बात है, अदरवाइज कोई फायदा नहीं है. But if the air force would have been used for distant what called ammunition dams, bridge, towns, railway lines. So then we have achieved, I mean, China couldn't have, come so much. So that is one. Second point was that, in Mumbai, 26 by 11, क्या बोलते हैं उसको 26 by 11 ना. So Mumbai में again same problem came. When finally, what called NSG was to be deployed, then on the plane has to come, and there are a lot of delays, lot of what called you have to keep asking people, and decision making was too long. By the time reaction खत्म हो जाते हैं. So in modern day we can't do that. Now next point is that when we got independence, we started fighting with we started fighting right from 1948 onwards. 1948 immediately after this one we started fighting Pakistan. So we are specific कि हम एक बार पाकिस्तान के साथ लड़ाई करेंगे तो हम चाइना के साथ नहीं करेंगे. मीन्स ऐसा सिचुएशन होगा नहीं. We are only one country side. Slowly when we fought with Chinese, then we knew कि वो अपना पाकिस्तान वाला कुछ नहीं करेंगे. But situation is not that way. No? Situation is what? Today, Pakistan can come, what called China already now. Pakistan, China can come. They can, what called Myanmar. Though yeah, we have got a good relation with Myanmar army now, but army can be toppled by what called insurgents, and next day they say we will also fight India. So the situation has become dynamic. Everyone is fighting with each other. So this is a situation you can't have. मैं ना सिर्फ मैं army को लेके सिर्फ इधर ही मैं fight करता रहूँगा. I want my air force also to fight behind. I want, if there is some sea or something, I want Navy also to be there. Got the point? So I've got a strategic, I am fighting on a strategic level, though which encompasses the tactical level also. मैं पूरा इसमें पूरा fight करूँगा, मेरा पास सब कुछ है. I don't look behind. I don't look behind कि मुझे ये भेजो वो भेजो. And so, third point is that India has become what India was in 1947 and what India is today. Today we are going to be what called fourth largest economy in the world. Okay, almost how many trillions? 4.5 trillions body economy in the world. Though there's a fake news or something, but yes, we are going to be so much. So our might is too much. We want an army which is not just only with rifle or gun. We want an army. We got a helicopter also. We got a plane also. We can go to from here to Maldives. You can go to Sri Lanka, he can go to any country, he can go to Andamans, anywhere, and then fight his own battle where he doesn't have to look behind. Okay, so these are the various reasons. First of because of integration of all the resources, right? So that once you integrate all the resources, then your synergy can be there. You can do better fighting. There can be seamless operations. Synergy will be there. So because of that, and then economy of effort, when you use all the equipment with you, so there will be economy of effort. If I have to fight here, if I have to give the planes from JNK 5 planes वहाँ से लेके यहाँ पे लेके आने का economy of effort नहीं होगा ना. It will take so much time to come and so much of money to go. So if I have everything with me, so economy of effort will be there. I can just go and launch. I don't have to look behind. I don't have to call so much money from outside. So economy of effort. Okay, these are things for which theaterization is very, very important, and it came up well. And when you say theaterization, so India, the slide shows what? Okay, now you can see, these are basically 7 army commands, Northern Command, Army Training Command, that is basically training at Simla. Western Command, Southern Command, then Army का कहाँ पे है? Eastern Command हो गया यहाँ पे, Central Command. So how many of them? 7 हो गया. Southern Command also. Then similarly, Air Force, Air Force the symbol is there. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This maintenance, they got 1 maintenance command. And Navy has got only 3. Okay, then uska pehle bhi, in 2001 we had Strategic Force Command. First was Andaman and Nicobar Command, Andaman and Nicobar, and then came Strategic Force Command. Strategic Force Command is in Delhi, and basically they control all the nuclear assets. न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब सब जितना भी है वो उनके पास होता है. और अंडमान में अगेन इट बिकम ट्राई सर्विस कमांड, तो वेयर नेवी, आर्मी एंड एयरफोर्स ऑल इंटीग्रेटेड. And so we have so many 17 commands. So we are going to do away with all these 17 commands. What we are going to have is in future, it is shown here. Western Theater Command only look after the western part. Eastern Theater Command towards China oriented, or Southern Command hoga, that will be basically in a peninsula of India, and then also the sea. So there will be only 3 commands here, right? And additional commands which are not, you can't say commands, but these are what these are called functional command, basically specific to a particular job. So one is integrated air defense command. Air defense is what? Air defense, okay. एयर डिफेंस हमाज इन इसराइल आप देखते हो, हाँ, तो वहां पे एयर डिफेंस इज वेरी वेरी क्रिटिकल देयर. So that comes integrated air defense command, then strategic force command which you already had, जो न्यूक्लियर एसेट्स को करते थे वो है, प्लस लॉजिस्टिक कमांड फॉर बेसिकली मूविंग ऑफ आइटम्स. इट इज ए बिग एक्सरसाइज इन वॉर, मूविंग आइटम्स फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर, supply, ammunition, medicine, so many things are required to be this one. So for that we will have one logistic command. Then cyber command, all the computer things which was not there, now it is there. You have to be very careful on that. Then special forces command and space command. Space command, space command is basically you're talking about satellite integration, satellite जितना भी होगा. और special forces जो होगा, that will be specific job. अभी जो मॉन डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जो हुआ था, तू एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया था, दो जो स्पेशल फोर्सेस. तो सिमिलर स्पेशल फोर्सेस कैन लैंड एनीवेयर, ओके, कहीं पे भी जा सकते हैं, छोटे छोटे टीम में जाते हैं वो लोग, एंड दे गो एंड कैरी आउट ऑपरेशंस, राइट. सो उनके लिए अलग से एक स्ट्रेटेजिक फोर्स कमांड होगा. सो बेसिकली पीपल माइट आस्क यू व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय थिएटराइजेशन. हाँ, theaterization is basically nothing, and if you understand whatever you understand, you write that. You don't have to write as per a book. Theaterization is the process by which a commander of a theater has been given adequate resources to fight his own battle, so that integration can be achieved. Or whatever you write, your idea should be clear. Anything else is there? और अभी जो इजराइल हमास का कौन देखते हैं? Who all sees that? आप लोग टीवी देखते हो? हाँ? No, क्यों? नहीं, you must see the news. You must this one. You see, I tell you, good habits of a student. The newspaper must be your tool. What? Newspaper should be always your tool. Okay. I know it is costly, but it's not that costly also. न्यूज़पेपर आपके पास होना चाहिए, आप पढ़ो ना पढ़ो. हाँ, आसामीज में नहीं, आप वो ले लीजिए ना, दूसरा क्या बोलते हैं अपना, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया वगैरह भी आते हैं, सेंट्रल इंडियन एक्सप्रेस भी आते हैं. नहीं, whatever, I mean, there is, you see, your this one, understanding and my understanding in a different level. I was 40 years back now. For me, newspaper is the cat's word is there. But when you see on TV, what called Instagram or online or anything, by nature you go through so many informations that you can't retain. But whereas newspaper वगैरह होना चाहिए, और newspaper यहाँ पे तो newspaper होगा आपके पास, है कि नहीं? Every day must get information, get the news. नेशनल न्यूज हो, इंटरनेशनल न्यूज हो, बिकॉज व्हाट इज काइंड अफेयर्स और जीके काइंड अफेयर्स, ये जो ना, ये एक दिन में नहीं बनता है. इसका नॉलेज एक दिन में नहीं बोला. एक दिन में आप पढ़ के जीके नहीं कर पाओगे. आप सिर्फ जीके पेज पढ़ के नहीं होगा. आप नॉलेज होना चाहिए कि बैकग्राउंड, ये जो बैकग्राउंड हो गया, क्यों आपसा आया, क्यों थिएटराइजेशन हो रहा है, क्या नहीं होगा. दिस हिस्ट्री विल कम, द बैकग्राउंड विल कम ओनली वंस यू गेट द न्यूज एवरी डे. ओके. और बाकी जो न्यूज में भी होगा कि इट मस्ट बी एबल टू एक्सप्लेन न्यूज. ठीक है, जस्ट न्यूज इज नॉट एनफ, बट एक्सप्लेन न्यूज ऑल्सो. सो देन यू गेट योर दिस वन. ओवर द टाइम यू गेट अ नॉलेज बैंक, एंड व्हेन यू हैव द नॉलेज बैंक, एंड आपका इट इज मच बेटर. यू कैन टॉक एनीवेयर, और यू कैन शो, यू कैन राइट एनीवेयर. Okay, just reading of books and this one is, it's all right, it's very much required, but कुछ ना कुछ न्यूज के लिए आपको तो 1 घंटा आपको किसी हालत में निकलनी है। आपको कहीं भी आप कोई भी कंपटीशन एग्जाम में, कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में जाओ, कहीं भी इंटरव्यू में जाओ, कहीं पे भी आप जाओगे, ठीक है, तो आपको दिस न्यूज इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट। ओके रहेगा, मैं जस्ट लेट मी जस्ट थिंक थिएटराइजेशन के ऊपर। सो हाँ, तो नाउ मेन प्रॉब्लम इज व्हाई देन थिएटराइजेशन इज नॉट हैपनिंग। दे माइट आस्क यू दैट क्वेश्चन, why it is not happening, what is the problem? Problem is that you require a lot of assets, lot of funds, because now you see, let us say in a particular office only army people are there. Now you want air force officer also, you want navy officer also. Their equation has to be made, because army is rank specific. Who will become senior, who will become this one, that has to be what called find the hierarchical structure need to be decided, number one. Secondly, knowledge is specific. Like I'm an officer, so I know about guns. I'm from artillery. You are from infantry, you know about rifles. He is from armored, he knows about tanks. So who is senior to whom? Can there be senior, anyone senior to me? Because you are great in your knowledge, I am great in my knowledge, he is great in his knowledge. Just if you don't mind. Firstly is the hierarchical structure that needs to be this one. Then you require what called funds of the assets to make all those headquarters. A lot of stuff is required. A lot of people are to be moved. Okay, that is there. And secondly, the Air Force is the main problem. Is the Air Force. Now Air Force has got they've got 42 squadrons. They are supposed to be having it 42 squadrons. Now in squadron, you must be knowing in squadron there are how many aircrafts? 12 aircrafts are there. So, but they have got only 31, and that is a very costly, equipment. Yeah, one plane is very, very costly. Aircraft is very, very costly. So they got very little, what called assets. Now, if this little asset is given, divided into, let us say, all these, three commands. Okay, if the little asset is given three times, they will not have anything. It will be very less. So it will be like, what given? You are fighting in penny pockets. Got the point? What I tell you, you will understand better. Let us say I've got 12 aircraft with me. I can just go and 12 aircraft जाके एकदम अपना सरायघाट ब्रिज है वहाँ पे जाके बम मारेगा सरायघाट टूट जाएगा, right? 12. But let us say I've got only 2 of them, 2 aircraft. मैं 2 एयरक्राफ्ट को भेजूंगा, वो जाके लोहा तो सरायघाट ब्रिज लोहा का वो है, स्टील इज क्वाइट स्ट्रॉन्ग, तो एक में जाके ठुक ठुक करेगा, एक में जाके ठुक ठुक करेगा, लेकिन सरायघाट ब्रिज टूटेगा ही नहीं। टूटेगा क्या? 2 एयरक्राफ्ट, 2 बम से क्या होगा, है कि नहीं? और एयरक्राफ्ट कैन कैरी thousands and thousands of bomb, ना, it will carry 1 bomb, 2 bomb or something like that. Okay, so you'll be employing this asset in penny pockets. So the desired effect कि इतना धमाका जो होना चाहिए, the desired results that you have will not be there. If all 3 are divided in 3 different places, वहाँ पे वेस्टर्न में गया, यहाँ पे गया, वहाँ पे गया, इनके पास 3 स्क्वाड्रन, इनके पास 3 स्क्वाड्रन, इनके पास 3 स्क्वाड्रन, तो उनका इफेक्ट नहीं होगा। बट अगर हम सबको एक साथ करके उस एरिया में पूरा अटैक करेंगे, तो the effect will be much more. So the main problem is coming of Air Force, where they've got very limited assets, and if we divide them into different command, then the strategical advantage जो ऊपर का जो लेवल का स्ट्रेटेजिक लेवल है ना, उस लेवल का जो एडवांटेज है हमें नहीं मिलेगा। Okay, now all the planes in Delhi can just go and go in Karachi and destroy. They've got let's say 33 squadron, destroy all Karachi, एकदम पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा। बट सपोज वो 2-3 एयरक्राफ्ट भेज दिया तो क्या होगा, जाके टुक 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 करके वापस आ जाएगा, तो ना अपना कोई फायदा होगा और उनका कुछ नुकसान कम हो जाएगा। So there is problem is coming of Air Force का main problem. And what else? And we are quite new to this particular concept. Now already USA has got 11 commands, 11 theaters. Okay, out of which 6 are all world only. 5 उनके पास है, बाकी 6 पूरा दुनिया घूमता है और फाइट करते रहते हैं। America they keep fighting with everyone, तो all चलता रहता है। China, they started in 2015-16. They have also started having only 5 commands. उनका 5 commands हो गया। So India is the only one who has got so many commands, and we are what called wasting our effort, right? If we can integrate them, there will be synergy. We can fight together, cohesive battle, Okay, so that's the thing. Understood? Why we are not having it? Why we got problem? Huh? You understood, no? Why you got problem in theaterization? If it is so good, why it is not coming up? It is not coming up because of lack of assets. Then lack of understanding of the hierarchy. Okay? And then is also functional problems of various equipment. Because I am expert on guns, somebody is expert on tanks. So we differentiate only by rank. But अभी कौन बड़ा रैंक होगा कौन छोटा रैंक होगा वो लोग कुछ पता नहीं होगा ना वो वाला है। चलो और कुछ anything else come on cheer up you looking gloomy
You guys have any doubts regarding the exams?
yeah exam you can shoot though I am quite old in that but you can ask me anything you have
Not self-experience in
yeah
this exam.
anyway if you don't have any questions then you will keep having something in your mind always disturbing you so I am sure you can next time you will come whenever we meet we can only clarify right and as I've told you study is very important, but you got to have your GK with you, GK oblique kind of knowledge with you. These are only thing that will help you throughout. Okay, physics, chemistry, biology knowledge after some time you may not require if you are not become scientist or something. But general kind affairs is always behind you. You always required. Anywhere you go in society you go, gatherings you meet people, everything you will always talk about all this. Anything.
सर ये सिविलियंस में ऐसा क्या क्वालिटी होना चाहिए जो उसको एक आदमी लीडर बना सकते
Leader.
आदमी लीडर बना सकते एक सिविलियन
देखो ये good human being is always a leader. What is a good human being? Now a good human being, if you are good and you know you are good or not. If the moment what call ki you are good or bad, you can find out yourself only. Because a good human being will have always what? He'll have initiative. अगर कहीं पे कुछ गिरा पड़ा होगा गंदा कुछ पड़ा होगा बाकी नहीं उठाएगा लेकिन वो खुद उठाएगा he'll got initiative okay he'll have understanding he is human to people okay he always like to share he always like to go with people crowd okay he doesn't think कि मैं I mean he's got good ideas मैं पढ़ के मैं बड़ा अफसर बनूंगा बट ही वोंट हैव कि मैं बड़ा अफसर बन के चला इनको पिटाई करूंगा और मेरा दोस्त को मैं बड़ी मारूंगा ही वोंट हैव दैट आइडिया so any good quality you want to help someone you want to rule this thing you want to excel anywhere in your subject so you got the leadership qualities all it comes to you okay these are there are two theories one is the born qualities the leadership qualities are generally born if it is not born people detect you like in India they select you okay take this boy is okay this boy is okay then he is trained further trained in army so where he is given some responsibility and in the responsibility he comes to know how he should lead his juniors or how he should work with the seniors then he comes to know okay a good human being is in a good leader anyway and leadership comes only because of what you should be able to give hope one should be able to give hope one should be able to so to give you hope if I give you hope like politicians what they give you hope na they say कि मैं यहाँ पे ब्रिज बना दूंगा they give you hope na so they sell you the hope okay so they will sell you the hope and then they win that election right whereas यहाँ पे क्या होगा leadership quality में you give the hope for positivity not for earning something of myself okay he'll give it okay मस्त तुमको पढ़ाई करना है अच्छा से पढ़ाई करो अच्छा से करो ये पढ़ लेना and you'll do well His aim is not to what call तुमको पढ़ाई करके कहीं भेज देंगे और दिन उसके बाद मैं आके यहाँ पे बैठ जाऊंगा, उस टाइप का आइडिया नहीं है. Okay, so he should be able to give hope, number one, and secondly these things comes only because of knowledge. Now knowledge comes again from studies, your books. Now this is number one, but at the same time all this kind of affairs, GK and all those, and knowledge comes. Okay, and as said, a leader is a dealer of hope. Okay, not in bad terms, not in bad terms. Politicians do the leading part; they are not very good leaders. But when an army लड़ाई में क्या होता है कि there are so many situations, so many tense situations. Okay, your troops can't move. You don't have ammunition. You don't have food. Somebody is dying. So here comes the leader. How he orchestrates, how he motivates them to fight, how he motivates them not to come back. Okay, so that these qualities come. And any situation, any कोई भी situation होगा, आपको ये सब अच्छे everyone is good. But the taste of a leader comes only in the situations. ठीक है, and situation कब कैसे आएगा किसी को पता नहीं है. ठीक है, आप लोग सब यहाँ पे आराम से बैठा हुआ है, कहीं पे कोई ये नहीं, but suddenly let us say earthquake comes, building breaks down. So you'll find somebody वो रोना शुरू कर देगा, somebody कुछ करेगा, कोई किसी का हाथ भी टूट जाएगा, लेकिन he'll inspire, come on, let's go, let's out. He'll so situation what call that, if it is inborn, situation really pops you out. कि you are leader, situation pops you out. We may not be knowing मैं leader हूँ नहीं हूँ, but if you are a good human being, you are not doing anything wrong. You so for that they teach you discipline in army. Now what is discipline? What we think is discipline is what? Left right, salute. ये discipline है, वो discipline नहीं है. Discipline is what? They teach you all these things to make you disciplined, in a sense that when somebody is there or not, somebody is watching you or otherwise, you are doing what is the best. When you're doing your best, nobody is looking at this one. अभी कोई भी नहीं है तो ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे बैठ के क्या बोलूँ, मीन्स लाइक कोई देख नहीं है, सपोज यहाँ पे कुछ खाना पीना पड़ा हुआ है, कुछ पड़ा हुआ है, कोई नहीं है तो मैं इसलिए उठा लिया, है कि नहीं. सो बट वहां पे क्या होगा, डिसिप्लिन होगा तो क्या नहीं, ये गंदा काम है, मैं नहीं करूंगा. ठीक है, बाहर में थूकना नहीं है, रास्ते में थूकना नहीं है, तो मैं नहीं करूंगा, मुझे सिखाया गया तो मैं नहीं करूंगा. सो दैट इज हाउ व्हाट कॉल्ड डिसिप्लिन. Without in absence of orders, you are compelled to do what is good for you or good for the society. So that is what discipline teaches you. Okay, and in your life also, you must have some discipline in your life. Like somebody like to study very very late, then what call then if he's late, obviously he'll get up late also. वो तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना. Energy is only one this much only ना. If you sleep early, you can get up early. है कि नहीं. आपको पढ़ाई के लिए इतना घंटा आपको चाहिए, बट if उस घंटे में अगर डिसिप्लिन नहीं है, 2 घंटा बाहर घूमते रहोगे या कोई कहीं पे चला जाओगे, obviously आपका डिसिप्लिन खराब होगा. So you have to have your discipline. And काम कितना साल करना है? Just only just you have to work only till about 30-35 years. उसके बाद तो life it is automatic. है कि नहीं? What I'm saying, till 30-35 you have to work hard. Now you have to work hard to get a job. In the job also you have to work hard to rise in your this one. But you'll work till about 30-35. उसके बाद तो normal काम चलता रहेगा. So this is the only time you have to work. उसके बाद तो it becomes your habit, वो अपना आप चलता रहेगा. But 30-35 years you have to very this one. You have to sacrifice so many things. Okay. You have to sacrifice a lot of happiness and study hard. Chalo, thank you. We'll keep talking. Huh? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. ठीक है, bye. You can take my mobile number. 7044